You suck, nigga.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but someone on the Apollo's roster believes number 89 is not a good football player for the Express.
89, Adrian Robinson. You suck, nigga. You're trash.
It's even funnier if I make it look like Mike Singletary said it.
You suck, nigga. You're trash.
Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I've never called another man human trash, but that's because I recycle Perna. Nah, dog, you ain't even on my level. I'm BPH-free plastic. You styrofoam, sucker. You styrofoam.
Wow.
And today we are recapping Week 8 of AAF football, all the games, most of the highlights, and every Garrett Gilbert complaint to the officials. That's Good Sports. How many watches is too many watches? My answer, not 4. That's right, Vincero is back sponsoring this episode of That's Good Sports. This is my 4th Vincero watch, and this one will be a gift for my dad. That's why I'm not wearing it. It's the limited edition Silver Nero watch. I've been so happy with the way my watches look and function, I am giving them as gifts now. Vincero designs all of their watches in-house with a step-by-step process to craft every product with great attention to detail. It's what makes these watches unique and why they provide the look of luxury but without the hit to your wallet. And that's probably a big reason they have over 15,000 5-star reviews on their website now. When I started working with Vincero as a sponsor, that was 13,000 5-star reviews, which means since this fall, close to 2,500 people have taken the time to say they love their watch they purchased. So use my promo code GOODSPORTS or my link in the description for a 15% discount when you buy your Vincero watch. Also, if you have a second, please thumbs up the video, then copy the link, go to the most popular video on Pornhub, and leave my link in the description as your comment. The Orlando Apollos defeat the Memphis Express in a close one, 34-31.
Hey, could you just watch their right tackle? He's false started every play they pass.
What are you talking about? Their right tackle?
Their right tackle.
That's
He's false
awesome.
started every play.
Those guys feel that he's right there with the snap.
Wow, he's been. I'm not talking to you, bud. I'm not talking to you though.
But if they feel that he's before the snap,
I mean, it's been every play. It's noticeable. I ain't talking to you either.
I guess we finally have proof Garrett Gilbert is the John Elway of the AAF.
I'm not talking to you, bud.
Good for you, bud.
I'm not talking to you, bud.
Maybe Gilbert just wished his right tackle was allowed to false start after he got floored in the third quarter here.
Gilbert, ball's free.
I'll give it to Garrett. Noticing the Express right tackle was false starting whenever they passed, that's some Peyton Manning level observation. And some big pussy level ratting. Never respect a rat. And never let Rat Gilbert win the first AAF MVP. Garrett's too cocky now. He knows he can throw picks and be saved by pass interference penalties, which isn't nearly as fun as Charles Johnson's scream like an 8-year-old girl celebration.
Holds on.
The sound from this game was incredible. I'll give it that. You can hear that rat bastard Gilbert getting crunched as he throws another interception.
12. Gilbert pressured.
Fortunately, Apollo's wide receiver Ishmael Hyman exercises discipline, as you'd expect from a Hyman, and strips the ball, but can't come up with it as number 83 Scott Orndoff does his best Cam Newton impression and just stands there watching while the other team goes for the loose ball. We finally got the Johnny Manziel that we know and love back on the field. The Johnny football we cherish and adore. The Johnny football that throws an interception on one of his 3 passing attempts and then voluntarily takes himself out of the game with a head injury. This game was well in hand for the Express, and they found a way to steal defeat from the jaws of victory. After 3 touchdowns early in the second half, a touchdown from Terrence McGee, a strip sack from DeMarquise Gates that was recovered for a touchdown, and a back shoulder touchdown pass from Brandon Silvers to Dantes Bird, so pretty that it would have made Aaron and Jordan Rodgers finally agree on something. Everything was looking good for Memphis. Then it got even better. Garrett Gilbert gets his arm hit, Memphis picks off the pass, and they have the ball all the way at the 22 with 7 minutes left and a 9-point lead. And they still fucking lost because they're still the fucking Express. Partly because on that interception, that cocky rat Gilbert knew Memphis rushed more than 5 men, or whatever that stupid rule is, which means the play was wiped out and Gilbert got the ball back with the chance to cut into the lead with 7 minutes to go. He keeps connecting with Charles Johnson, who had 8 catches for 135 yards in the game, and this 18-yard touchdown to make the lead just an NBA shot from beyond the arc. A 3-pointer, if you will, but for football. The ensuing Memphis drive stalls, and on the punt, Ryan Winslow, and that's why punters wear gloves, Ryan. Orlando gets the ball back with great field position, and so that his punter wouldn't feel bad, Mike Singletary ran onto the field when he thought there should have been a delay of game penalty and basically cost the Memphis the game.
Sportsmanlike conduct by the Memphis head coach for entering the field during the live ball.
Wow. That bench has lost its mind because Singletary thought, like I did, that was a delay of game.
By the Memphis head coach will be enforced half the distance to the goal. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Memphis assistant.
89, Adrian Robinson, you suck, nigga.
And then number 89 went home questioning whether or not he is in fact any good at football. San Diego Fleet fall to the Stallions 3-8. Looks like baseball started in the AAF this weekend too. You know how I know this game sucked? Because the only thing I remember from it is seeing Mike Martz making the exact same face he made when Kurt Warner gave him this family photo as a present for his birthday. I won't even tell you what Martz did when Warner gave him this photo as another gift. 2 of the biggest hits in this game came on the same play. One by Fleet defensive back Jordan Martin, and one by Fleet defensive end DeMontre Moore, which was also a penalty. Josh Woodrum capitalized on that gift given to him from the officials by throwing a red zone interception to Ryan Moeller, who, like his father, Robert Moeller, put all of his energy into something that meant nothing this week. Ryan Moeller finished with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery on the official AAF Moeller report. And just like Trump, Josh Woodrum is still starting in Salt Lake City. Now, if you combine the arm strength of Mike Berkovici and the poise of Josh Woodrum, you'd have Jay Cutler. Not cool Jay Cutler from season 2 of Very Cavallari, but the "it never looks like I want to try and win a game because I'm thinking about masturbating to deer live streams later" Jay Cutler of the Chicago Bears. Both offenses moved the ball effectively when the defense was flagged for penalties. Salt Lake scored their lone touchdown when Woodrum very strategically fumbled the snap and then gave the ball to Joel Bagno like a hot potato. Luckily for him, the Stallions' offensive line had already started blocking for your standard goal line fumble play, as Joel Bagno then fumbled the ball into the end zone for an obvious touchdown. The Stallions won this game on a play where their quarterback dropped the snap, took a knee, probably protesting the Mueller report, and then had their running back fumble the ball across the goal line. Symbolic of this entire game's futility. The play Salt Lake tried their hardest not to score was the play that made the difference. Fleet kicker Donnie Hagman missed a 25-yard field goal in the 3rd quarter. That's like missing an extra point in the NFL before they moved the extra points back to prove to us all that a 33-yard field goal is just as boring as a 20-yard field goal. Donnie Hagman, more like Donnie Wahlberg. I was gonna say Donnie Hagman, more like Donnie Hangman, because he probably wanted to hang himself after that miss, but then I thought being Donnie Wahlberg was probably worse than being dead. San Diego was threatening late in the 3rd quarter before Mike Berkovici doing his best Josh Woodrum impression threw this pick to CJ Smith in the red zone. Josh Woodrum gets the win with the QBR of 50.9. And that was higher than Berkovici's. Both quarterbacks threw 2 picks, 0 touchdowns, and even though the Fleet offensive line did something no other team did this year, gave up 0 sacks to that Stallions defensive front 7, they lost because San Diego football is not allowed to have nice things. The Iron are victorious over the visiting Legends 17-9. Now maybe I missed something this weekend. I'm only one man. Or maybe this Alliance YouTube channel is trying to siphon views from Joe Rogan. But I'm pretty sure that's Denard Robinson of the Legends on the ground with a leg injury and not Joe Rogan. Why does this video say Joe Rogan? The Iron entered the game with a 4-3 record, second in the AAF East, which means that really, all they have to do is not fuck the rest of this season up and they will end up in the playoffs. Luis Perez threw an absolute dime on the back shoulder to former 49er Quentin Patton, who one-handed the ball and tapped both feet down to score what should have been the first touchdown of the game in the first quarter. Unfortunately, the replay booth reversed the call, not really sure why, and Birmingham settled for a Nick Novak field goal. Then, in the second quarter, Atlanta muffed their second punt of the game, and this time the Iron scooped it up and Elijah Campbell took it all the way back to the 2-yard line. What's that? Iron? 2-yard line? By God, that's Trent RIchardson's music. Sure enough, T-Rich got the toss right and powered into the end zone, so the Jerry Rice of the AAF got to add to his record once again. That touchdown plus the 2-pointer made the score 3-11. So Atlanta knew they had to score quick because they were down. Unfortunately, they were all mixed up and didn't know what to do. Matt Sims tried to come original and step out of his dad's shadow. Amber is the color of your energy, Matt, which is why you keep fucking losing. The color of your dad's energy was piss yellow, way different than amber. That's what happens when you don't stay home. Sure enough, 3-11 was a band, but Atlanta did strip Trent RIchardson and get the ball back deep in Iron territory where Young Ho Koo kicked another field goal. Atlanta kept getting scorched on special teams because Devontae Felton took a punt back to the 16 to start the second half, leading to another Nick Novak field goal. Now, if you're a math wizard, a real number cruncher, you know that the score after that kick was 14-6, and the final score was 17-9, which means the only scoring in the second half came on field goals, which means you're probably gonna skip the rest of these highlights. But if you did that, you'd miss this dramatic play on 4th and goal where Aaron Murray dives for the end zone, but like Kevin Dyson in Super Bowl 34, comes up just short. And like a real Dyson is overpriced and doesn't do nearly as good of a job as it does in the commercials. Oh yeah, Aaron Murray took over at quarterback at some point. We'll never know why for sure. On a serious note though, if we missed any obvious 311 references, please let us know in the comments. The Hotshots defeat San Antonio 23-6. The team that makes the least amount of sense to me is the San Antonio Commanders. I wrote them off for dead after they lost 2 in a row, weeks 2 and 3, with an ass beating handed to them by the San Diego Fleet. Then they bounce back and hand the Iron their first loss, get a division win in a shootout against the Hotshots, dismantle the Legends, beat Salt Lake, appear to be the clear favorites in the West, and then this weekend get their cheeks split by the Hotshots, which started with Rashad Ross catching his league-leading 7th touchdown of the season on this 58-yard bomb from John the Wolf. What I learned is, unless the Commanders' defense generates at least 4 turnovers per game, their offense isn't good enough to get them the W. They created 0 turnovers in this game and lost by 17. I do commend Hotshots tight end Gerald Christian for breaking a tackle and then getting as close as you can to scoring without actually scoring. Some say he's the Louis C.K. of the AAF. Some say he's just a devout Christian. But somehow, the Hotshots didn't score a touchdown from the 1-inch line and settled for a field goal. A lot like how NFL fans are settling for AAF ball instead of watching March Madness. After throwing this terrible interception, Logan Woodside was benched in favor of Marquise Williams, who did much better than Woodside in that he still lost the game but didn't throw the ball to the other team. I do need to honor John Wolford with the Big Dick Player Award for absolutely eviscerating this Navy Federal sign on the sideline. Also got the questionable late hit penalty to help set up a Tim Apple rushing touchdown. One thing Marquise Williams is definitely better at than Logan Woodside is tricking the camera operators with who actually has the football. It was Williams the whole time, guys! Great pre-April Fool's prank, Marquise. Thank you for not tweeting some stupid April Fool's prank shit tweet today on Twitter like fucking Tom Brady. Social media has done to April Fools what Jussie Smollett has done for racial tensions in America. The Commanders nearly made this a game in the fourth quarter. They were driving methodically down the field. Marquise Williams was moving the chains with his arms and his legs, just as you would expect someone to do when they are moving any sort of object. But on 3rd and 9 from the 18, when the Commanders were in an obvious passing situation, the hot shot strip-sacked Williams and recovered the ball. John Wolford then threw a perfect pass to Richard Mullaney on 3rd and 2 to break the Commanders' spirits just enough for Tim Apple to put the game out of reach with a 20-yard touchdown run. I'm sure this game will happen again for the Western Conference playoffs in 3 weeks. I have no idea who will quarterback the Commanders' offense, but I wouldn't write off San Antonio. Even though, like a business lunch, they should be written the fuck off. They have split the season series with Arizona and have the players to make a third matchup exciting in a couple weeks.
Wow.
Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Your subscription means everything. It really does. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @BrandonPerna. Give @WillKey6 a follow on Twitter. He deserves it. He helps me write these football episodes. And sometimes he tweets pretty good things. So, you know.